Hello everyone, this is Connor from DagoraTV and I'm coming with a channel update for the main DagoraTV channel and kind of explain why there's not been really anything going on for the past month and a half on DagoraTV, the changes that's happening in the future, what's been kind of going on. And well, I think the best place to start is really to go on with what's happening with me and George. And the main thing that's kind of been happening is that me and George are going to university. Well, George is already gone. I'm going on Sunday, and it's kind of it's a big step to kind of move away. And George is going to be stepping away from the YouTube channel for some time because he's going to be working on becoming a game developer. He's doing game design at university, and he's going to be studying really hard for that. And a lot of time is going to be taken up for that. So he's going to be going full force to that, and hasn't really got a complete amount of 100% amount of time with the channel. I suppose, a lot of you would have suspected this with, looking at the channel over the past few months. George hasn't been able to, upload as many videos as what he has done before because, he's been so focused on doing game design and he's 100% going to be on that. So, give him your support. And, there's been no falling out by me and George, by the way. I just want to put that in. Me and George are still good friends. Well, best friends, yay! And he's definitely going to appear on the channel again. We are going to the EGX convention a week on Sunday, so he'll probably appear on the channel for that. And it's good. And George is going to be in and around the channel all the time. He's not going to be. It's not one of them situations where he's like, okay, I'm done now, I'm leaving away. He's going to probably come back in the breaks at university when he's not studying, pop in videos every now and then, and appear in some of my videos if I want him on as a guest, or, even come on the podcast, the GNM podcast. That's where I'll go to next, the GNM podcast. Okay, as many of you would have known that I stopped uploading the GNM podcast to DagoraTV, and I uploaded one to the DagoraC channel, which I'll get into later on in the video. But the GNM podcast, I started uploading it to iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Podomatic.com, and more recently SoundCloud. And the support from them has been absolutely incredible. We've got over 7,000 listens on the first episode of the podcast that I put on there. So if you want to listen to the podcast, go listen to it there. I think that's kind of understandable of why I've done that because these places are podcast sites. These are places where people mainly listen to podcasts. They don't really listen to podcasts a lot of the time on YouTube, for example. So you can see that in the views, on the YouTube channel. Every time we put a podcast on, the most views we've got is 100 views, but on average we got about 20, 25, 30 at most. That's kind of what generally happens with the podcast. And then we put it onto these formats where people can listen to them much more easier. And I think, a lot of people who have seen the podcast on YouTube have kind of turned away from it because a podcast is not something you want to exactly watch on YouTube. It's something that you want to listen to when you're on the go, driving around, doing something else. Not something you necessarily want to do when you, say, sat at home or laid in bed or something. So putting it on iTunes, I thought was a good decision. I thought it's fairly easy to do. So if you want to listen to it, download it on iTunes. If you haven't got a Apple device, you can download Stitcher Radio on your phone, listen to it on there, or download SoundCloud on your phone and listen to it on that either, or Podomatic.com, you can just download the podcast straight from there. And yeah, give us your support, give us some good ratings, and hopefully we'll increase views. The support we've got from it has been absolutely incredible, It's been quite spectacular how we've got so many views and so many 5-star ratings and so many comments. It's been great, It's been the most successful series I'd probably say I've had for quite a while in the internet. So it's been great. And the person hosting the show now on GNM Podcast is going to be only me and Nathan. I know we had a few podcasts when it was me, Nathan, and George, but George hasn't really got the time anymore. He's got game development to focus on, and me and Nathan are going to be doing that regularly. We're doing that every 2 weeks now. It's not going to be the strictest schedule in the world because we've got stuff going on. It's kind of hard to get a 2-hour slot where we can both do it. We've got a bit stricter now with the schedule of the show. I mean, the schedule is in the actual show notes of what's going on in the show, not when the show is going to be placed. It's going to be around the 2-hour mark you know, between kind of like 1:55 and 2:05. We're going to answer questions in the show now, so definitely leave your questions of what you want to be heard in the video. And that's kind of what's been going on with the GNM podcast, really. And George is going to come on it every now and again. Hopefully, I want to get some other YouTubers on the podcast, maybe get some other, you know, podcast creators and things like that on there. And hopefully that'll happen sooner rather than later. And that would be great to get some guests on to kind of give it a different dynamic. But yeah, we've had a lot of positive feedback, and I've been quite proud of the show that we've kind of been able to produce on there. Okay, so I'm sure that a lot of you would have, well, maybe a few of you would have seen that I've done another YouTube channel called DagoraTV, and this channel is really exclusively to Mafia 3. And as many of you know, I'm a big fan of the Mafia franchise. I've loved the first game and the second game, and I cannot wait for the third. So I wanted to make a lot of content truly dedicated to Mafia 3, but I didn't really want to flood this channel with Mafia 3 content when it's not really got the subscribers from Mafia 3 stuff. So I took away the Mafia 3 content and put it onto another channel of what I've made so far. Really, what I do is the gameplay I get, I dissect it, I talk about interviews that's gone on. Basically, all the bits of news that have come out, I'll comment on it. If you're interested in Mafia 3, please subscribe. You know, it'll give you updates on what's happening with the news if you're interested in that kind of thing, and talk about my opinions of what's going on, what I'd like to be in the game. That's going to be going on over there, and that's going to be staying exactly how it is. You know, Mafia 3 content exclusively. Okay, so I know a lot of you are wondering now, you know, okay, second channels, you know, George, you know, it's sad that he's kind of gone. It's kind of going to be mainly me doing the channel now and the podcast on iTunes and so on. And you're going to be thinking what's going on with DagoraTV. So on DagoraTV, I'm going to be doing lore again. I thought about it for quite a while, and lore is coming back. Probably not for another while, because I learned my lesson from last time. Because what we did before was we'd make an episode, and when we'd done that episode, we'd release it straight away. And then stuff would happen in the next 2 weeks, then it'd be a while for the next lore episode to come on, and again for the third and the fourth, so on. So it took a long period of time between each episode, so that when we actually released them, we didn't really get the schedule set in stone. So what I want to do now is make quite a few in advance, so maybe like 5 or 6 lore episodes, and then release them, you know, bi-weekly. And I want to kind of maybe branch out from Lord of the Rings eventually, not for a long period of time. I'm going to be sticking with the Lord of the Rings or Middle-earth lore, whatever you want to put it, for quite some time. And then maybe bring in some other series like Game of Thrones, maybe Harry Potter, maybe even Star Trek, because I know Nathan is a big fan of Star Trek, and if he wants to get involved in that, that'll be great. Maybe branch away from, you know, general movies as well. I know Nathan was talking about maybe doing a Mass Effect one later on down the line, and that would be great. You know, I'd love to do more, but the general meat of bones of what I want to be doing on this channel is the series Let's Talk About, and I've seen the views for it are all right. You know, 300 for the Witcher 3 one, 200 for the Elder Scrolls one. We even got it's been doing not too bad, to be fair, for what we generally get on normal, you know, podcasts and videos that we've put on before. So I was quite happy with what I got from that. So I'll definitely be keeping that up completely. The Batman one got over 100 views. So I was thinking before, you know, maybe it's not enough views to get, you know, to continue it as a series. But I thought, you know what, I don't really care, because these are the videos that I've really enjoyed doing the most. I've loved doing these videos. I really want to do this, you know, continuously, because this at the end of the day is a hobby. You know, this YouTube thing, this isn't a job. I'm doing it for what I want to do and what I enjoy doing, and I enjoy doing the Lord of the Rings stuff, even though it takes a long time to make an episode. It takes about 15 to 20 hours to make an episode, but I really enjoy doing the lore series. I really enjoy doing the reviews, so I'm definitely, they're not reviews, they're kind of Let's Talk About. I'm going to be continuing that, but I'm going to be giving it a different format completely. The way I'm going to be doing it is more on the lines of, I show some gameplay, about 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay of a game that I'm playing, of me playing that game, not me, you know, showing someone else's gameplay or showing some random gameplay that the devs have put out and me talking over that. It's going to be me playing the game while it's going on, And then once I've done with, you know, sharing bits of the game, talking about what I like, it's not really reviewing the game to suggest I'm not really there to suggest whether you should buy the game or not. It's showing what I like about the game, showing parts of the gameplay that you can really judge yourself. So it's kind of giving you, if you want to, giving you the information if you wanted to buy the game, maybe. But it's mainly going to be of me playing the game, so showing you some gameplay, showing you what I like, what I didn't like, and talking about my general impressions of it and if I enjoyed it. Then I'll be going on to, you know, some key reviews of the video game. So, say for instance, I'm going to pick out 3 reviews from each game that I do, and pick out, say, you know, the top reviews, so the review that gives it the highest score, the review that gives it the lowest score, and one from around the average mark. Pick out points from each one, discuss them, whether I agree with them or not, disagree, what I think of the review in general, kind of giving some, not exactly feedback, but, you know, talking about it for the people to kind of judge upon, and seeing the kind of contrast in the general opinion of the game, so that way you can see what the general opinion's like and how I defer to that and everything. And then at the very, very end of the video, I'll give it a score and justify it. So I'm not going to give a time mark on each one, because, you know, sometimes the gameplay is going to be possibly 20-30 minutes long, and sometimes the gameplay could be about 5 minutes long. It depends on the game. And I'm not just going to be doing AAA games that I've done in the past, like, well, I haven't necessarily done just AAA games, but, you know, that's a general bulk, you know, Styx and, you know, the Witcher series, the Elder Scrolls series, Witcher 3, Batman Arkham Knight, you know, it's been generally AAA games, and I want to defer away from that to doing games that I'm playing at the time, you know. So the next one, like, I know this is a AAA game, but the game I'm going to probably do next is Far Cry 4. And then I'm going to do, you know, the indie games that I've been playing so far. I'm not going to be doing exactly old indie games. I'm going to be doing indie games that are kind of new and coming out. And the AAA games that I'll do could be a vast range of, you know, old and new. It's kind of, let's talk about it. It's not necessarily reviews of games that are just coming out. It's likely it's going to be that for a lot of the time. You know, it's likely it's going to be a lot of new games that are coming out. But it's going to be a lot of talking about games. Say, like, for instance, I know, let's think of a game that I just played. Well, let's say I've never played Assassin's Creed before, because that's the game that's just to my right now. Let's say I've never played Assassin's Creed 4. I have done, but let's just say hypothetically. Then if I pick the game up for the first time and play it, and then I play it full thoroughly, which I'm going to be doing for every single game I do, and let's talk about that I can do. So, you know, games like Rocket League, you can't necessarily do that. But say for Assassin's Creed, I play it through thoroughly, and then I'll think like, okay, right, let's make a video, let's do it, let's talk about it, because that's what it really is, you know. And I'm looking forward to kind of taking this series and really kind of running with it. I enjoy doing every episode that I've done so far, and it's definitely going to be coming quite a bit more. And yeah, please give your support for that. And yeah, the Twitter account that I've got, is called DagoraC, and you can find that on Twitter. It's not the DagoraTV account anymore, because that one's not active anymore, but the Dagora is the DagoraC account. So it's the link will be in the description below, but if you don't want to click the link, it's just DagoraC with a capital D and a capital C all together, no spaces, no underscores, whatever. And yeah, I'm going to be kind of taking that in a lot more, you know, tweeting my thoughts on different areas of different aspects of the game industry, of life, you know. And if you kind of want that, if you're interested in that, that's where you'll hear about my videos first. By the way, you can just go to the Twitter accounts and give us a follow. Okay, finally, the last part of this video that I really want to talk about is the Twitch side of things, the streaming, which I've done quite a lot of, you know, over these past couple of weeks. I've had a lot of free time, and I've really enjoyed doing the streaming. I've been getting quite a few views on some of my streams, you know, sometimes in the 40s and 50s of views, getting quite a few comments in, which may not sound like a lot to a lot of you, but, you know, we are a small channel. We are predominantly on YouTube, so, you know, the Twitch views that I've been getting, I've been very, very happy with, and the, you know, the community on the side of things, you know, coming back and commenting all the times. I can't do a strict schedule on Twitch, because I can't guarantee it, because, you know, I'll be having a lot on in the coming weeks. I've got a lot, you know, with timetables and things at universities and events happening, that I can't exactly strictly say this is when I'm going to be streaming, because, you know, this isn't my job at the end of the day, and I can't really do that. But I will say that I will be streaming quite a bit more as well, because I really do enjoy it. One game I'm going to be doing as soon as I've done recording this video is probably I'll record a bit of Rocket League, and then I'll do a bit of Rocket League, and then I'll do a bit of Far Cry 4. So then that will be great, and then I'll get on doing for the Let's Talk About Far Cry 4. Okay, so I'm coming back to, you know, re-record this because I stopped the video and then I come back. So I just want to say that our plans for the EGX convention. Me and George are going on the Sunday to the NEC in Birmingham. I don't know if there's any tickets left. I'll have a quick look. I don't believe there is. GX.net. I believe that it was sold out quite a bit ago. And let's have a look at tickets. There is some day tickets left on a Sunday between 11 and 6, but they are running very low now. You know, £17.50. There's some as well on the Thursday. There's quite a few left on the Thursday, and there's a few left on the Friday. So definitely go check them out. It's fully sold out for the Saturday, and yeah, I do know that yeah, if you want to go as well, you know, the Yogscast are there. There's a lot of games there. I'll give you a quick brief on what games are actually going to be there. So big budget games, Henk, Alienation, Assassin's Creed Syndicate's going to be there, Broforce, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Darksiders 2, Destiny the Taken King, get early access to that. Disney Infinity 3, Elite Dangerous is going to be there. I think that's going to be for the Xbox 360, the stuff that's going to be there for that. Everyone's gone to the Rapture, Extreme Exorcism, Fast Racing Neo, FIFA 16, it should already be out by then. Forza 6, the new Guitar Hero Live, Halo 5 is going to be there, Homefront's going to be there, the Steam Virtual Reality is going to be there, Just Cause 3, Lego Dimensions, Mad Max, definitely be wanting to give that a go, Mario Kart 8, Metal Gear Solid 5, Mirror's Edge, Monster Hunter 4, that's going to be great, NBA 2K16, Need for Speed, PES 16, the PlayStation VR or Project Morpheus, whatever, Pokemon, Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, Poncho, Prison Architect, Project Cars, Ratchet and Clank, that's gonna be fantastic. Rise of the Tomb Raider, Rive, Rocket League is gonna be there, Shadow of the Beast, Shovel Knight, Skylanders, Splatoon, Star Wars Battlefront, Mario Maker, Street Fighter 5, Super Smash Bros, Terraria, Terraria Unfolded, The Assembly, Zelda, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Tom Clancy's The Division, Warhammer, Type of Man, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, Until Dawn. That's just a few. And, you know, Cuphead, I believe, is going to be there. Forgotten Ball's going to be there. Guns of Icarus is going to be there. Ironcast. There's a lot of games there to give a go. And, yeah, I'm just in the position where I'm thinking, is one day going to be enough at the end of the day? Because, you know, there's a lot there. I'm mainly going to be focusing on the big budget games, the AAA games, because that's really the stuff that I'm interested in seeing beforehand. You know, indie games I'll see when they come around, start coming out, and I'm very much looking forward to giving it a go and giving a lot of games a go. And the way I'm going to be doing it is, what I did before was I did a full-on podcast of what me and George did when we come back. And the way we recorded it was, we'd play a game, we'd get the phone out, we'd record what our very, very first impressions were on the phone, then come back, hear our first impressions, and then and then say what our impressions are afterwards and what we generally liked about it. That method did sound interesting when we first had it, but, you know, I remember when we recorded the podcast, the first impressions were very similar to our impressions was afterwards, because we played so many games, we played so many games while we were over there that our impressions didn't really have a chance to change, because we didn't really think about it as much until we got back to recording the video. So one complaint that we got from it when we released the video in the comment section was that when we released that episode, we'd say our impressions, you know, we'd kind of, what we'd do is that it'd be easy to miss a game of what we played, you know, we'd say the games, but you couldn't know which games was in there until you listened to it all the way through. So what I want to do is I want to do a video for each game, about 5-10 minutes depending on the game, what I liked, say what I did in the demo and everything, and if I enjoyed it or not, and that's what I really think about doing, that way it's easy for you to pick out the games that you want to listen to. If there's games that you don't want to listen to, ignore them completely. And the way I'm going to be recording that, I'll record that probably as soon as I get in, when I get back from the convention, and just record, record as much as I can in that time and get it all up, hopefully either during the night or in the morning or during the next day. And I'm looking forward to doing that, getting it as much as I love recording the videos, I love recording first impressions, and I'm definitely looking forward to going. And plus, if you want to say, if you go to the EGX convention, put in your comments below of what you're hoping to be doing there, what you're hoping to be seeing, and I think that's it for the update. So, yeah, thanks for watching the video, and please like and subscribe. And this is Connor from DagoraTV signing out.